As we have referenced, we have been at this for about 35 years. I think sometimes companies, you see that they move away from eastern Kentucky and go other places. We've tried to not do that and to keep our investments here locally and some of the things that we do locally so that we can stay close to the people that have helped us as we have moved along. We want to stay true to our roots here in eastern and southern Kentucky, and I think we have accomplished that. Most of the things that we've started internally, such as the finance company, the nursing homes, and we have bought very little as we have gone along. The News Journal is probably one that we bought since it's 100 years old. One of the fastest growing things that we have is the data center, and that's located here in Corbin, and they just recently moved a bank from Lebanon down here, didn't you? So we have a lot of activity. Our data center does the data work for our bank, plus about 12 other banks around Kentucky. So that's only a part of what they do. They program, they do other things, and we certainly are looking for any recruits in the tech sector that we can get, and it really has gone well for us. So any graduates along those lines in nursing and other things we're very interested in starting. We have over the past had certain involvement in the community, and I'd like to just mention a few of those. One is our Center for Excellence down at the University of the Cumberlands, and we've had such speakers as Dr. Stephen Covey. He's always in the top list of books. Judge Roy Moore with the Ten Commandments, Senator Zell Miller, that patriot that came out of the Democratic Party, and we're going to have this year Ben Stein that's going to be a speaker. We have, on behalf of the Kentucky High School Athletic Association, sponsored the Sportsmanship Award for the 16 regions in minor sports, such as track, and golf, and cross country, and those kind of things. And we present scholarships to those individuals once a year, both to the male and the female. We also this year sponsored Kentucky's high school baseball tournament there at Applebee's Park, and that was very successful for us. We do have certain tickets and arrangements with such things as Churchill Downs and the Legends Baseball and Keeneland, some tables there in the Sweet 16. So if anybody is interested in going to these things, we can usually round up tickets and keep them going. I'd like to look at some of the values that we have found to be useful if you're working your way along. Now, this speech is sometimes called Start Early, Stay Late, and or we could call it the pathway to wealth. So if we have just a few minutes here, we can dwell on how everybody in this room, working a long time, can become wealthy, and it's a very easy path in a way. The only thing is you have to work hard to get it. First of all, we suggest you go to school as much as you need. Now, some people overstate it. We know some that are in their 30s and they're still going to school. Parents said, get out. And our first children began to go at about 26. So I think that's important, to go to school, go as quickly as you can, and get out and start earning. One thing that I think we can do without is student loans, and I can hear the cry come up, oh, we don't get our student loan. But if you work your way along, you'll probably learn more by working at McDonald's or wherever you're working than you might be by staying around bars and things and living on the student loans. So try to get out of school, no student loans, work the nights, work the weekends, and then you won't have the problems. Also, stay away from the credit cards. They make it very easy for you to have credit when you're young. And I think that is a problem, and we're going to see more and more charges on credit cards today, fees and expenses. So I'd suggest you keep one credit card, pay the balance off at the end of the year, at the end of the month, and then otherwise just carry cash with you and write checks. And you don't need much else beyond that. And that came from one of the bank auditors that we had from the Controller of the Currencies. We do believe in giving public service and time. If you're out in the community doing these things, it's good for you, good for the community and good for your soul. I think the first investment that you may want to make as you go on this pathway to wealth is to buy a house. Everyone sees that. There's been a lot of mistakes made in buying houses, as we know, over the last 15, 20 years. It would be nice if everybody would save for a down payment, rent for a while until you had that down payment, make sure you want to stay in the area that you're in, and then buy a house with a reasonable down payment and pay it off as quickly as you can, 10, 15 years. That forces you to go ahead and gain that equity in a home, and stringing these things out for 30 years and not gaining equity has been a part of the big problem that we see that's emerging now in our financial sector. In phase 2, I would recommend to you that you buy stocks, bonds, and etc., but only in your 401ks, your IRAs, or in your Roth. I never have really over the years bought much in the way of listed stock, and right now I'm real glad I haven't. On the way down, and I think they got a way to go, and these things have all been built on some of this multiples and etc., that if you just take advantage of the tax, you're probably going to come out all right. The first thing that I would buy would be real estate. Buy rent houses, apartment buildings, office buildings, strip shopping centers, unoccupied land, and pay these things out quickly. 8 years would be a long time. Now there goes that phone there, and grab that, whoever it is, try to make a deal on it. Go so off we go. But if you own real estate, you need to put sweat equity into it. If the plumbing gets clogged up, go unclog it yourself, because you cannot afford to make these things work if you're not willing to put your own time in it. So then on phase 3, after you build this base of what we're talking to, we say go into business opportunities with a partner, someone that brings expertise to the partnership along with yourself. And in any partnership, you're going to be called upon to probably do more work than the partner. Don't feel bad about that. Just go ahead and do that work and keep moving. Deal with people honestly, and I think that's one of the real keys to any success, is to be honest and take care of your partners and other people. Don't be in a hurry to get rich. It's going to take you about 40 years to get there, so work hard at it. And I think people think they're going to get out of school and get the jackpot, and some do, of course, but don't be in a hurry. Just take your time and pay for things as you go.